big man, but today Mama's gonna show you how she make a meal for her little man, okay? So my son have 2 teeth now, okay? So he get king treatment too. So I'm gonna show you. I think that it's a baby appropriate meal. It's good. It's balanced. I don't know if it's considered on the healthier side because when he was 4 months, I didn't give him baby cereal. I just ground up quinoa and I would put that in his bottle as a cereal. And then when I started him on pureed fruits, I would add some quinoa in there and he would eat it like that. But I've also given him just quinoa, just ate it with some spinach. So my baby he eats pretty good. Like I don't give him baby food out the jar. My baby eat with me. You feel me? And sometimes I prepare him his own personal things. Now he pretty much just eat with mama, but most of the time he get these still. So he get both. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna be making him. So let's get into it. So the other day I cut up a yellow Kookin egg squash, and when I cut the ends off, I saved them for my baby because I wanted to prepare this for him. And then I'm also going to be preparing some quinoa for him. So I'm going to show you how I cook for him and add the seasoning to his food, because people be like, oh, don't get a baby too much seasoning. I don't play that. Let me know in here if we got kids in here, okay? Because I know a lot of y'all be holding off on the children on me. Now, when I did have my babies, some of y'all did start coming out letting me know y'all had babies. But I'm thinking about doing a baby like cookbook, like a baby little thing. Starting with this. This is going to be one of the first recipes. So if you do have little ones and you're trying to figure out what can I feed them, these babies will eat quinoa. Quinoa is very soft. They feel like little marbles, but they're like soft. They're in the grain family, so they're very healthy, very full of iron, full of fiber, and I believe vitamin A or B or something like that. So it's healthy. Ooh, I bought some garbanzo beans for my baby too. I know he's gonna eat those. He have never had it before, but I know my baby like beans. So tonight my baby's gonna get squash, beans, and quinoa. So let's get into it. Alright, so here I smashed up a garlic clove and I put some butter in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toast this garlic in this pot first with the butter because I want him to have some flavor. So I'm gonna be using this garlic because I've noticed my baby, he been sniffling, been sneezing a lot. So garlic is really good for flu and cold and all of those things. So if you're into like holistic things, you know how garlic is good. Okay, so then I also added a piece of rosemary in here because rosemary is also good for immunity. So once I get this toasted really good and I start smelling it from the other room, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the bone broth in here for him and then let it simmer. I wanna say for maybe about 30 minutes just to get enough of the flavor. And then I'm gonna bring it up to a boil, and then I am going to strain this out. I'm gonna strain all the big pieces out, so then I can just cook the quinoa just in the broth with all of this together. So I totally can smell the rosemary with the garlic. It smells so amazing. I really enjoy herbs, and the great thing about cooking is you do not have to douse everything in seasoning. I'm not going to be using any seasoning for him, like any salt or pepper or anything. These are his seasonings. Now, from a chef perspective, this is not what pots are for to be doing this. However, in my kitchen, I'm the chef here. This is what we're going to be doing. Saves us one time, saves us from washing an extra dish, and why not? Alright, so this looks good enough. I'm gonna go ahead and add the bone broth. Look at this. I did not notice this until just now, but look at this lemon and rosemary sipping broth. See, I be knowing what I'm talking about. This is the one that I'll be using. I also like to use Simple Truth. Now, I would have liked to use my own broth that I made, but I ain't made none. So we're gonna be using this. Man, look at it. Look at all that flavor already, man. So, I'm gonna let it start bubbling a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn it down. And like I said, let it simmer for about 30 minutes. Okay, so there is a little bubbles. So now I am going to cover it. And we're going to turn it down low. And let me do for 30 minutes. And so then halfway through, I'm going to take the skin off, and then I'm going to chop it up, and I'm going to add this so it can slowly cook in there as well. Alright, so I chopped the squash up small enough that he can still enjoy it and he can use his chompers, because I really don't want to mash everything up for him. Like, I want him to be able to enjoy his food like a human. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like you have to mash everything up for babies, because they learn how to chew and chomp and all of that. And then also, this is something that's going to get soft when I cook it. Yeah. But look at these. It's so cute. I want to see him use his teeth too. Alright, so this is finished simmering for the 30 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and add his squash. Yeah, buddy, you excited? So I was supposed to strain this first, but it's too late. So now I'm gonna actually add some water to dilute this a little bit, because this might be a bit strong for him. But yes. Alright, so I did add some water. Now I'm gonna bring it up to a boil, and then I will add the quinoa once it does come up to a boil. Alright, so this is getting up to a boil. I am going to add the quinoa now.
Alright, so I'm going to let this cook down for just a little bit more. It's almost done. And I went ahead and I added some sea moss, but I think my baby boy is getting sick, so I definitely want to continue to build his immunity. And while I did that, I decided to catch up on my study hall, because now during work I missed live sessions. And then I wanted to go ahead and make these stew beef. So this is me making my gravy. So I browned the meat, and then I added some au jus to the gravy, and now I'm going to be adding a little of A1 to this. You know how I love my herbs. This smells so good. So now I'm adding a little bit of water. Let it cook.
Alright, so baby boy's food is all finished, and it smells so good. Now mama hasn't tasted it, but I'm going to taste it to see what it's hitting on. I think that he's going to like it. As for the garnishes, I forgot that the broth is going to get soaked up by the quinoa, so I'm just going to pick around it. But let's get his reaction. But if you don't start hitting me. Alright, so I have tasted this. Let's see what the baby think. Here, boo. What we think, bud? He eating it. You want to do it? Oh, shoot. Alright, then. My bad, buddy. Alright.